Hi, I'm Billy Mitchell, and this is the Daily Scoop Podcast, home of all the news you need to know at the intersection of government and technology.
Today on the Daily Scoop Podcast from the Scoop News Group, Federal CIO Greg Barbaccia is returning to Palantir, and the Pentagon CIO issues a department-wide directive on commercial IT buying. It's Monday, August 3rd, 2026. Let's dive into the day's top headlines. The Trump administration's top IT official, Federal CIO Greg Barbaccia, is headed back to Palantir after he leaves government later this month. The news was first shared offhand by General Services Administration leader Edward Forst during a Thursday graduation ceremony for the U.S. Digital Corps. FedScoop verified the move with a White House official who spoke on the condition of anonymity to be more candid. Barbaccia previously announced his departure in an email to the Federal CIO Council last month. In that email obtained by FedScoop, Barbaccia said it was a difficult decision to leave government and that he planned to depart at the end of August. It did not, however, share where he planned to go. Prior to joining the Trump administration, Barbaccia spent roughly a decade at Palantir in roles such as head of intelligence and investigations. During his roughly 18 months as federal CIO, Barbaccia has absorbed multiple responsibilities, including gaining the new title of Federal Chief AI Officer, Acting Director of GSA's Technology Transformation Services, and the Government Service Delivery Lead under a law signed by President Joe Biden shortly before Trump took office. Barbaccia's start date at Palantir and his exact role are not yet clear. Defense Talks, the largest annual conference that brings together the nation's leading military commanders, C-level leaders, senior defense officials, and technology executives to explore the emerging tech, strategies, and partnerships driving the next era of national security, is right around the corner. Join us September 22nd at the Ritz-Carlton in Pentagon City to hear directly from top decision makers and industry innovators on AI-enabled military operations, drone autonomy and human-machine teaming, the future of command and control, cyber operations in the age of generative AI, data, cloud, and digital modernization, homeland defense and evolving global threats, defense policy acquisition and workforce transformation, and much more. Register today at defensetalks.upgather.com to join the leaders shaping the future of defense, where national security meets innovation. In other news, Department of Defense CIO Kirsten Davies recently appointed a far-reaching directive laying out policy, responsibilities, and procedures for information technology category management and digital modernization investments. The new guidance follows in the footsteps of other Trump administration tech buying initiatives meant to streamline enterprise IT procurement and leverage economies of scale across the government's massive footprint, like the General Services Administration's OneGov initiative for federal civilian agencies. Department of War Instruction 8000.02, which was approved by Davies on July 23rd and became effective July 29th, applies to all components of the department. It covers, quote, all IT assets, including IT services, hardware, software, licenses, and associated components in all IT categories, including national security systems within DoW authorities and defense business systems relevant to DoW missions and operation. The directive states, IT category management policies emphasized in the document include implementing a coordinated department-wide strategy that maximizes the use of best-in-class purchasing and reduces duplication of efforts, buying common IT goods and services, creating enterprise capabilities that reap economies of scale and common operational benefits, and implementing management solutions that include automation of IT asset discovery tools. The directive goes on to state that Department of War components will use enterprise capabilities before pursuing individual IT investments unless mission or cost dictate otherwise, adding that the department will pursue IT category management optimization and consolidation, including via core enterprise technology agreements, enterprise software agreements, and joint enterprise licensing agreements. Already, the Pentagon has been pursuing high-dollar deals recently along these lines. For example, 2 weeks ago, officials announced a $7 billion enterprise software agreement with Oracle, and back in May, the department awarded Dell Federal Systems a $9.7 billion core enterprise technology agreement, establishing a unified contract vehicle for Microsoft services.
For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Carlin Fisher helped put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back again tomorrow with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.